Hello everybody, this week I'm here in Starbucks with Bharat. Bharat is Malaysian. He runs Aberdeen Asset Management here in Indonesia. He worked for Aberdeen for 10 years?
11 years.
11 years. And just wanted to ask him a few questions about what he thought about the amazing events last week in Malaysia. What do you think the immediate impact will be?
Sure. I mean,
markets?
First of all, I've actually voted, so there was a big change. I mean, I think the expectations is actually relatively. They knew that they were going to win some seats, but they were not going to actually take over as government. There was one important thing, but I guess this tsunami that was actually, I would say, that was consolidated by Mahathir being the leader of Pakatan Harapan, just fueled that power to move over and to finally take charge of government. And I think the slew of events that has actually happened has actually beaten or exceeded everybody's expectations. The appointment of the Elderly Council with the formation of very strong senior people to actually help run the government. There was one big change, the sacking of the AG Chambers individual head. We're going to hear a lot more events, and today basically the release of Anwar Ibrahim. So I think we have seen a lot of dramatic changes in a very short span of time, and hopefully this will be the first time we have seen where Malaysia is really transforming, where in the past it was a lot of naysayers basically just saying what can actually be, and today it's actually just purely executing. And I think there's been I would say a new hope among Malaysians, and not just Malaysians in Malaysia, but Malaysians globally. There might be this huge diaspora of Malaysians outside might actually return, or you might even stem the Malaysians leaving the country because now they see they're the kind of change they've made on May 9 on a Wednesday last week, and hopefully this will actually be a much better outlook for their kids.
So you think Malaysia will grow faster?
Yes, indeed.
And what do you think about what do you think this has implications for Southeast Asia?
I think what is also very important, we have seen countries go through elections, so Indonesia is going to be the next one to go through elections, and I'm sure Singapore will be the next one eventually down the road. People are definitely, the power has been gone back to the people, and people are now going to decide if they're not happy with what the current government is going to be, they can actually change it.
So it's a demonstration of the strength of democracy in Southeast Asia.
Exactly, and
which stands out now.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a recurring theme across markets or countries, in the region, where dissatisfaction, you don't have to pent up it in. You can actually vote and make a change.
And what do you think about Indonesia? What do you think? Do you think there's any implications for us from what's happened in Malaysia?
I think that definitely, you're going to see a trickle effect, some sort of a hope that it's obviously Jokowi is appointed as president, but he still has a lot of the former coalition or the former people that are below him are still the same. So I think what we've seen in Malaysia, where there's been a literal 180 degrees change in the leaders below the prime minister, or basically it would have a trickle-down effect that you as a leader, you can actually make those changes given that the people want it. So I think yes, there would be positive effects.
If there's a mandate, it can make big changes.
Yes. Well, in Indonesia, or
I mean, that's the lesson
yes,
from Malaysia.
Exactly. Yes. I think everybody, no matter how big or small, or how significant you are, insignificant you are, you can actually make a change. And that's what the lessons learned from Malaysia, that no bullet or no one was actually harmed during this transition of power. That was actually a very important, because usually a transition of power always leads to a bloodshed. And this Malaysian, for the very first time, has showed that everyone was actually pretty rational when they went to vote on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes, pleasure. Yeah.